They say the best way to tell somebody about your product, just act natural and act like you're telling your best friend. So I've got my best friend, Kristen, my wife, behind the camera today, and I'm gonna tell her all about the new bags, everything that I put into them, how they were manufactured by me personally, and the benefits of it like all the way around. So hun, come on in here. Let me tell you like a lot of the details. One of the things that you were asking me on the way down today was how much will a tank of air fill, like how many bags? One tank will fill 2 bags if you're out of the water. One tank will also fill 2 bags at 30 feet deep. But as you continue to go, the deeper you go underwater, the atmospheric pressure changes, your volume of air changes, and so because of that, one aluminum 80 will actually only fill 1 bag at 60 feet. So keep that in mind the deeper you go. Now with that, I also use aluminum 80s. One, because it'll fill the 2 tanks, but also because an 80 aluminum will actually have a positive buoyancy when it's empty, which means it will float, which means I'm not going to lose the tank if it actually comes unclipped from our bags while we're underwater. So we're not going to lose it on the bottom of the river or the lake, which is good, right, hun? Like, right. You get mad every time I lose gear.
Yes.
But the other good thing about this is you don't need a tank to actually fill these bags. I did put quick release couplers on here. They're the 1/4 inch industrial. You can also use an air compressor topside, but the reason why we don't, now you're dealing with hoses that are longer than 3 feet that you can possibly get tangled up in. You're dealing with current, we're deep. I just don't want all that additional clutter of having to haul an air compressor, haul additional hoses, cause things that we can get tangled up in. So for that reason, that's why I like using the aluminum 80s. Now if you do go with the tank, one thing that you're gonna wanna do is, whether you're using a yoke or you're using a din, most of the new regulators have a 3/8 on there. So I've designed some hoses and made 3-foot long hoses. If you need any, we have these available for you as well. But there's a 3/8 fitting on there that then goes into an air whip, which is then attached and put into the regulator there. So just throw your regulator on and let's show you how we fill up these bags. Now hon, have you actually been with me when I've filled up one of these bags?
I think so. Not your bags, no.
Okay, so just quick guess, how long do you think it's gonna take for us to fill 3,000 pounds of air, pop it into one of these bags?
3 minutes.
Hate to disappoint you, because it's only gonna take about 43 seconds. So from the moment we crank this on, you hear that down there?
Uh-huh.
Hear it leaking?
Yep.
So let me tell you what that is. So these bags, inside internal pressure is actually only 2.5 pounds. These things will lift 1,500 pounds, but the inside pressure is only 2.5 pounds. So like if you like take a knife, you stab it, it's not going to blow up on you. So what we have here in each corner, I installed pressure relief valves. These are automatic, 2.5 PSI. So if the pressure goes beyond that, the bags will automatically release the pressure. Now a couple of reasons for that is by having these in each corner, as you're trying to take a bag underwater and it still has air in it, you don't know which corner that air is going to get trapped in. So for the reason of having one in each corner, doesn't matter if the bag's upside down, right side up, which the left corner, right corner, you can easily finish releasing that air to sink the bag underwater. The other reason, let's say that you're at 30 feet, you inflate the bag like fully. Like you never want to like overinflate your bags. Because say you're at 30 feet and let's say the bag is only, for you to really understand this, if the bag is halfway full at 30 feet and you let the bag go to the surface without putting any more air in it, the bag will actually be completely full by the time it reaches the surface. You understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. So if we fully inflate the bag at 30 feet and we let it come to the surface, in a regular situation, the bag will want to blow up. And so because of the pressure relief valves, that's why the bag will not blow up, is because they will off vent appropriately, preventing the bag from blowing up. Good thinking there, right?
Yeah.
A lot of the other bags that are on the market, they don't have a ball valve, which means that you have to use the vents in order to release the pressure, or you actually have to unscrew the vents completely and take the vent off to release the pressure and let the air out. The problem with that is I've actually lost vents before. I've gotten underwater, I forgot to put a vent back in, caused me a lot of issues in a lot of situations where we're ready to go and we've had to like kill the dive and go search for, you know, some of our lost items. Now I want to talk about why I ended up putting in a 3/4 T here. And this isn't just like a standard T. Like I put in a hydraulic 3/4 female male T. And one of the reasons is I'm a little OCD, aren't I, Hen?
Yeah.
Like I like things like perfect, clean, low profile. A lot of the other lift bags on the market, they just simply give you a whip hose with the 1/4 inch quick coupler on the end there. I wanted these bags to be really universal to fit whatever need it is that you have. So whether you want to just go with the tank, if you want to go topside air compressor, great. Use the 1/4 inch coupler. But I also installed a water, oil, gas 3/4 ball valve up here. One, so that way you can dump the air, whether you're going under the water or once you're done with the, you know, the dive, you need to deflate the bag. You've got that option to release the air. But more importantly, whether you need to take out the male adapter here, or you want to use a male adapter to the ball valve over here, you have the opportunity to use a 3/4 hose topside. You can do a bushing from 3/4 to 3/8, 3/4 to half, 3/4 to 1/4, 3/4 to 1/8. The point that I'm getting at here, I designed this so that way it's really universal for whatever your needs are. Change out these fittings and make it work for you. The other thing I want to point out about the inflator hose, I used Goodyear. Like I'm all about like the USA and like using stuff that I believe is good. So Goodyear hoses, but in addition to that, not only did I ferrule the ends of all these and crimp them rather than just like a hose ring or a hose clamp, but I also put a anti-kink on here as well, because a lot of times when I was under the water with some of my other lift bags in years past, when I would actually like inflate it, the hose would pull on it, it would kink my hose, and it wouldn't let me fill the bag. So for that reason, I put anti-kink little sleeves on here for you as well. Next thing I want to talk about is the construction of the bags. Because I went through a lot of prototyping, checking out some of the other bags that are out there on the market, and what I can do to actually make these bags better and to prevent them from breaking, as I've had happen on some of my other recoveries with other bags. So let's jump into it. One of the first things I did is I ended up doing a double seam on here. So first of all, you start off with a seam that's flat, and then once you do like 2.5 inches, then we're folding it over and we're doing a second double seam. For the very top, I have no seam. I've actually taken the entire piece of material and folded it over so that way it's nice and strong at the toppest section, right, hun?
Yeah.
That makes sense?
I guess.
All right. At the bottom, as we get down here, if you come in close here, so we have the double seam there, and then I finished off with the same thing on the bottom with the double seam. After that, to each one of the corners, I also took for a little extra, and I went with a nice little, we would call this kind of an aesthetic piece, but also this piece serves a purpose to help hold these corners in, so that way they're not opening up, you know, as the years go on. Which, by the way, speaking of years, I think that I am the only one in the lift bag business that is also offering a manufacturer's warranty. So I do offer a 1-year manufacturer's warranty because, like I said, so far I'm making each one of these bags myself. And I mean, check out this OCD work. Like, have you seen cleaner lines than what we have on these, hun?
No.
All right, so because of that, I can actually stand behind the product. My name is on it. I want you to be happy. So 1-year warranty. Anything goes wrong with this, send it back. I'll take care of it free of charge. Now, beyond that, a lot of the other companies, they're putting at the very bottom of this, they're putting like this, either no attachment point at all, and they're just letting you use like shackles. Some people call them clevises, or they're putting a cheap ring on there. And the problem is I've actually had those rings pop before. So what I did is I actually picked up 10,000 pound flat stamped D-rings, and not just for the bottom where you're doing the lifting, but also for the top as well. And the reason for that is, let's say that you want to, like, you know, winch it or crane it out of the water, and you don't want to like go through the entire rigging process to like move stuff around. You can actually crane this entire thing out using the D-ring from the top, or if you need to tow it or whatever you have plans for. Like, I abuse my gear, so I made these bags to be abused. On straps for some of the other competitors, they're using the seatbelt webbing rated for roughly 6,000 pounds, but for me, I'm using a 12,000 pound webbing for extra strength. Now here's the thing. All those 12,000 pounds, and we got 10,000 pounds here, you have what's called a working load. So whatever it is, divide it and take 1/3 of that, and that's your working load. So really, the working load on these is 3,350 pounds. So here's one of the other benefits is, like I said, you got 3,000 pounds on these. So if you want to attach another bag to the top of one of these, you now have that opportunity that you didn't have with one of the other competitors. You know, I got Sam, the adventure man that's been on a lot of stuff with me, and he's, you know, he's a 50-ton tugboat captain. With that, he said, Jared, you know what? He goes, 1,500 pound bags is what 95% of our salvage operations are gonna use. You go with a 1,000 pound bag, we wish that we had more. You go with a 2,000 pound bag, it starts becoming too much to manage and maneuver. So like 1,500 pounds is like the sweet spot, especially since you can fill 2 of these with 1 tank if you're diving with it. You have an air compressor and, you know, a hose topside, you can fill as many bags as you want. But anyway, that's why we designed it this way, that this is my sweet spot in the market. Yes, I might be making like some, you know, 5,000, 10,000 pound bags later on, but I'm not gonna be making 1,000 pounds. I'm not gonna be making 500 pound bags. Make sense, hon?
Yeah.
All right. I know what else we didn't cover, hon.
What is it?
We didn't cover the, oh, I stepped on that valve. I didn't cover the durability and the strength of the bags. I actually went with a heavier duty material for abrasion resistance, for tensile strength, just because I'm rubbing these things up against rusty old cars all the time. I wanted to make sure that, you know, we weren't going to cut through them. Here's the thing though. Let's say that you do get on a job, you do end up puncturing them, something is going to happen to your bag eventually. I put holes in mine. So for that, anybody that purchases, whether you're purchasing 1, you're purchasing 2, 8, it doesn't matter. I'm also sending you a glue and patch kit so that you have a repair kit with every order. The other thing I have for you also is the 30-day money-back guarantee. And the reason for that is I understand buyer's remorse. Like, I've been married for almost 25 years now. I purchased things, I immediately regret it the moment I tell my wife, and she's told me to send it back. Right, hon?
Yeah.
All right.
You usually don't send it back.
So, for that reason, if by chance you end up in a buyer's remorse situation, feel free to send the bags back. No questions asked. You can't have used them yet. You can't be like, you know what? I'm gonna buy the bags. I'm gonna go use the bags, and I'm gonna return the bags. Listen. This is all about being honest and real with one another. Buy the bag, buyer's remorse, send it back. But if you use the bag, you now own the bag, all right? There's no return in it even within that 30-day window. So let's just be real with one another. 30-day money-back guarantee on any bags that you do not use. I stand behind the bags. Like I said, 1-year manufacturer's warranty. If you have any additional questions, hit me up. Once you do purchase the bag, I have some training videos on the back side on your order confirmation page where we're going to go over like different rigging options, the best way to use these, the safest way, all my tips and tricks that I've been doing that you've been watching on YouTube and Facebook. I don't know everything. I'm just going to tell you the way that I do it, and you might come up with a better way. If you do, let me know, because we want to make sure that we're safe. Yes, we have some videos out there where we've just like completely destroyed stuff, we've broken things. Probably wasn't the safest at times, right, hon?
Right.
But we made it through, we learned, we continue to learn, and we're happy to have you here supporting us. So if you have any questions, like I said, give me a call, send me an email. If not, we'll see you on the other side. Thanks again.
Later. Bye-bye.